on episode 9 now, so oof, getting through them. And yes, should we run down who you are and who you're playing, and then we'll jump into the story. So far, what what notes you guys have, and then we can recap with the story.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I guess I'll go first then. I'm Stephen, and I'll be playing
Kaybes, the Tabaxi gladiator, who also happens to be a warlock. And, of course, Kaybes is the leader of this gang. Kaybes Wildcats.
and that's it for introductions.
Yeah.
And of course, she's not really the leader, but that's in her mind she is. Okay, anyone else?
Yeah.
Right there.
Whoever
Who's initiative?
Roll for initiative.
Yeah, you Crow go for next then.
Okay, I'm Kara Technician, and I'm playing as Crow, the rogue wizard who got kicked out of wizard school.
Brilliant. Sophia, yeah. Sifra.
I am Sonia. I am playing Shifra, the wood elf ranger hunter, and my buddy Binks,
Brilliant.
a panther, black panther.
Nice.
It's like maybe I should say who that is.
Yes. Good job. And then Alan.
I am Alan, and I'm going to be playing Kronos, the human fighter who was a former soldier and now finds himself grouped with these gladiators.
Cool.
And I am the Mythic Mystic, and I am playing Sverd Aber Skublaka, the Tiefling Sorcerer.
Nice. And I'm Dungeon Strings Golda. I'm the Dungeon Master and playing everyone else. Welcome to the world of Mythos of Ithos. And this is the nation, the continent of Falkirk. And I wanted to start with this map to show you guys where we've been so far. So we started in the arena in the capital of the Griffinlands here, and then your travels over the last 8 sessions have taken you up this way, bing, and through like next to the forests. Yeah, like the forest here, and you came up and you fought your way along some roads. And does anyone want to recap what you've been fighting?
Sure. Okay, do that.
Last time on Kaybes and the Wildcats. Still on the road. Kaybes and the Wildcats, while trying to get a bit of well-owned shut-eye, was attacked by some kind of shambling monstrosity. A larger than normal vine creature. This doesn't appear to be someone possessed, but just a bunch of vines animated. But fortunately, Kaybes Wildcats are well trained by Kaybes. So we took a little bit longer than expected, but we defeated it in short order. Whereupon it exploded and tried to infect a number of us with its vines. Kaybes tried to infect Kaybes, but fortunately Kaybes' constitution is so god-tier that it didn't take, which is fortunate, because if Kaybes was turned into a monster, it would surely be the most legendary monster the world has ever seen.
Cool.
And here we get more cat abuse, unfortunately. Kaybes doesn't know why Binks hasn't ran away. Because despite the number of magic users, when these vines started growing, instead of trying to use the proven methods to reduce the vines, everybody else just started ripping the vines out of themselves and Binks without magic. But Kaybes showed them away, the wise and benevolent leader that she is. After this encounter, of course, we learned an important truth about Sverd. He is a very heavy sleeper. And after that, we arrived at on the road again, we arrived at a much larger camp. A military installation, still not a town, but this seems to be a better place to supply than the last camp, which was much smaller.
Oh dear. Doing Kaybes' voice for that long really gets the back of the throat. Even with the voice changer, I was like trying to do it. Oh.
Fair enough, fair enough.
I keep forgetting the reason I use the voice changer is so I don't have to go up that high.
Yeah, like to change your voice so you don't have to strain your voice. So yeah. Cool. Anyone else? What have you been fighting, Crow?
We've been fighting several plant creatures, and the most recent one exploded into spiky thorns. The good thing we already learned how to cleanse them, so we came out of that without much issue. And we continued on and managed to find a large fort camp thing. Yes,
Well,
of course.
you remember why you guys were coming north in the first place, right?
Of course. Of course we remember.
Yeah,
Guys, what were we doing again?
Oh, it goes without saying, it's so obvious.
Yes, we were going to meet the wizard in the north.
Yes,
The wonderful red wizard of Mythos.
correct.
We got conscripted by Tristan's party
There you
into
go.
fighting the Thorned King. Although I'm not sure if we know it's the Thorned King yet. Just to fight the plant monsters in the north.
Correct. So you've been conscripted to go north to give information to the Red Wizard to help in his struggles. Correct. Any other bits that you've want to relay to everyone else about what you've been fighting? Or
Well, these creatures, the most of them we thought are normal people that have been taken over by vines. There's some sort of conquer-looking things that takes people over. Once they get the board, like almost happened to us, where they get the vines, they're completely taken over and turned into shambling monstrosities. Who seems to have different magical properties depending on the type of character that has been taken over.
Correct. Brilliant. So you've been heading north, and you've just reached the borders of between the Griffin Lands and the Phoenix Lands, between the Sun Elf Empire and the northern Half-Blood Nation. And this is where you've basically got to the end of your travels, and you've reached the camp of the Red Wizard, and this is where we can transition over. Bob. And what was your marching order? Do we know, or?
Well, if everyone else is being indecisive, KB, she puts herself as like one of the leaders of the expedition, so
Yep.
she'd be like ahead.
You should
keeping
all
an eye
have
out.
controls over your tokens, and Sofra, you should have control over Binks as well.
I thought Sheaf was doing a bit of reconnaissance then.
Yeah, I mean, go to where you would be, come into the camp.
Binks is keeping next to the only sympathetic character towards her, which is strange, since Binks is
Fellow.
Sheafer's cat.
Fellow feline.
Brilliant. Cool. So, what's the banter like as you walk up to the fort?
Okay.
Hello, we're here to see a wizard about a vine.
So as you walk up,
Yeah.
give us a perception check and an intelligence check, please, KB. In fact, the whole party. Yeah. So the reason why it's perception and intelligence is basically this
Hold on.
is to show what the characters see and what they work out about what they see.
I see a fort. It's a
Mhm.
fort.
Yeah, you do.
Okay, it's been a while.
Yeah.
I'm apparently looking at the ground, and I'm not sure what I'm looking at.
That's exactly what that role is.
Oh.
All right, so
I was
I'll be
looking at-
surprised by the existence of a fort later.
Yeah. Whoa! Where did that come from? Cool.
It seems I'm looking around, but I was focused on something else.
Yep.
Whatever it is, you know what you're looking at.
Maybe you guys are in the back having a conversation about something. Who knows? Cool. So, before you see a big wooden gate and two soldiers.
Do
They have big shields and pikes.
Hail. We've been sent by Captain Tristan to come see about this plague, infection, curse, whatever it is. We're here to see the Red Wizard.
So might be certain.
Both the guards nod, and so one disappears for a bit. One keeps you at the gate, and then they come back after like half an hour, and then they beckon you through. Go forwards into the camp and wait around the campfire. The Red Wizard will be with you shortly. He's just retreat. Yeah, that's what you get from the front guards.
Like I said, where did this bit of campfire in the by the tents? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So go through the gate, and you're walking across a wooden bridge, and then there's a second gate, and it's already open for you. So as you walk in through, give us another perception check, people. So this is the campfire right there.
That is not the right dice.
Yeah.
Oh.
That's alright. So this is to simulate you guys walking through the camp and seeing what you guys are seeing, if you see anything.
Checking my pack, making sure I have everything.
Probably. Making sure your makeup's on,
Getting my notes in order.
Yeah.
Because I've been taking notes about these things, because...
Yeah.
Better be.
Kronos can't move.
Yeah, I'm staring at the floor still.
Can't move?
I don't have control of it. We use the same computer.
Oh.
He's gonna stay back and talk to the guards.
Yeah, I finally noticed that they're there.
So I can move you with Sophia. There you go. Yeah.
No, it's fine.
There you go. Okay, so what do you, okay, so Kronos, since you got the highest perception, ping something and I'll tell you what it is.
Alright.
Or what you see, anyway. So you see a big red tent?
Yep.
Yep.
And that's all? It's just a big red tent there? Okay.
It's a big red tent, yeah, so you can...
Big red tent, okay.
Yep. Slightly
Giant
more
bonfire?
that looks more like a signal fire than a bonfire.
Signal fire? Yeah, okay, alright. We appear to have a stable here for the mounted cavalry.
Correct.
Okay.
You would be correct there. Yeah.
Various tents and such, and yeah, okay, alright.
And you see there's enough soldiers here to man the defences.
Very well defended place.
And you see that at the each of the entrances and exits there seems to be teams of 2 guards. And they all seem to be armed with heavy shields and pikes.
Heavy shields and pikes.
Correct. So as you come in, the guards direct you over to this campfire over here. And the soldiers there are saying welcome. And,
I didn't see a ping anything. Am I in the wrong area? Oh yeah. Okay.
Big ping over there. Yeah. Brilliant.
KB nudges the soldier he's standing next to.
And says, "So where does one get a cheese board and a skin of wine around here?"
Well, we've got rations, and we've got a fresh game that we've hunted this morning. You can have some of that. They offer you up some food and a seat whilst you wait.
Got any wine?
We don't have wine to spare. Maybe the Red Wizard would. But right now we're on water rations. We want to be alert for any intrusion and any attacks, because they happen nightly. So we don't want to be caught off guard.
Oh, that's easy. Get drunk during the day.
Well, we need to keep like on top of weapons maintenance in the day. But don't worry, we'll certainly celebrate when we get back to the main city.
Talking of weapons and maintenance, is there somewhere KB can exchange this short sword for a long sword? The road was kind of not what we expected.
We don't have any blacksmith here because the fire seems to attract enemies.
That wasn't what I was asking. Do you have a store of weapons?
We do have some weapons. Talk to the Red Wizard when he comes down, and I'm sure he can get you some fresh weaponry.
Thank you very much. Shame about the cheese. Are you sure you don't have any cheese?
No. No, we don't. That would have been it already.
This place doesn't seem to have good customer service, huh, KB?
Well, KB stayed at worse. Sometimes when we go on the road to the smaller towns to put on our gladiatorial shows, you should see some of the accommodations KB has stayed at.
So a guard comes along when you're having a chat and says, "Whoever your leader is of your party has been summoned has been summoned. Can we have two leaders of your party to come?"
Well, KB is definitely putting herself forward.
Yeah. Okay. And a second
Like
one.
her ego being what it is.
Yeah. No, it's all right.
Now hold our horses for a bit. How about let's discuss who to send out first?
We don't have any horses. There's some horses over there if you want to hold them.
Cool. So, yeah, discuss amongst yourselves who the second player is going to be.
I tell to the guard, we don't have a set leader per se. We're more of a group of opportunity.
Okay. So, two
KB
of
trained
your
you all
most
in the arena?
opportunists then, please. The most opportune. Yes.
Well, I doubt we'd be able to talk KB down from going, so who's going to go with KB?
Yes, who's going to be second in command?
Do you have all the notes? Or
What, me? Or are you asking me or KB?
Well, everyone.
Everyone.
who's willing to go with KB?
It would be best if someone does.
yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Well, if no one's going to volunteer, I suppose I can make sure KB doesn't say or do anything all of us would regret.
Do you want to take our findings? The items?
Are you saying that too?
Sorry,
Pro.
wait, sorry, I can't seem to hear you properly.
Oh. Do you want to take the things we've gotten off of the creatures?
Oh, yes, of course.
Okay. So, 3 of the cores, and then 7 needles. One of them... Yeah. One of them was dispelled, 6 had removed curse. All of the needles are bluish.
And the cause, two of them are looking vital, one of them is shriveled.
Correct.
Yeah.
Cool.
Hold on. Can you repeat our inventory again?
3 total cores. 2 of them are shriveled. One of them still looks healthy. They
I
all
thought
look
it was the other way
seeds.
around.
Other way around. Yeah.
Other way around.
2
Yeah.
look healthy, 1 is shriveled?
Correct.
I thought the ones that were dispelled looked shriveled.
No, it's the remove curse that shriveled the one, I think.
Gotcha.
Correct.
Alright,
The dispel
And
just
then-
made them inert.
gotcha.
Yeah.
And then the thorns we got from the last monster, 1 of them was dispelled, and 6 had removed curse.
Correct.
And then all of the thorns are a bluish tint to
Correct.
them. And that's all I had in my inventory.
Okay.
And,
Good luck. Godspeed.
Does Kronos or Sophia have anything to put forwards?
You mean as far as inventory?
As far as inventory or anything to...
Any requests?
Yeah.
Request.
Any notes you've got, or...
I've got this weird sword that doesn't quite have a pointy end anymore. I don't know. I gotta see what that's all about.
Cool.
I don't think I'm carrying anything different, and it seems like all the other requests are being denied, so... I'll take some more magic missile arrows.
There you go.
If they're just lying around.
So one of the soldiers, they're like, magic missile arrows. They're super rare. We don't have those, but we have quivers. If you want some normal arrows.
I mean, sure.
You're like,
So you've got all the arrows you ever want.
Huh?
Just they don't explode into magic missiles.
No, that's okay.
That's fine.
Cool.
Ammo's ammo.
And exactly. So you notice that these all seem to be iron tipped as opposed to anything else. Iron tipped arrows.
Iron tipped arrows.
Correct.
Okay.
So the guard leads the two, in brackets, leaders up here.
Oh wait, Kronos wanted me to check the whole e-sword, right?
Sure.
Okay, I'm bringing it.
Okay. So the guard says, "Go up the steps," and you'll see him talking to some operatives. So please go ahead. So go up here. That's it. There you go. So both of you roll perception and intelligence as you go up the steps.
Heck.
That's no good, is it?
Cool. So as you you notice that there's two different looking guards at the top of the steps. These two, and then you see an old man in a red robes talking to two unmasked virgins of them. Upon your arrival, they both nod and head to their business. And so they head off and man the walls up there, and allow you space to talk to the red wizard. And he's like, welcome. I've been told that Tristan sent you here with some intel. What did you find?
Well, we happened to run into him when some vine monsters were attacked, and we're told to come up this way to. So they've been getting quite near the capital, and we've collected our own intel on the way.
Wow.
And parts of these creatures, if you'd like to examine them. I don't know if you would.
Yes, but first, where are my manners? Let's introduce ourselves properly. I am the Red Wizard of the... And who are you two?
Oh, Kaybes is the great and powerful Kaybes. Champion gladiator. And friend to all.
So you see the Red Wizard take out a notepad and a quill, and he's writing this information down.
So have you not got a name? Because that could be quite awkward in social situations. Just of saying, "Hey, the Red Wizard, do you want another pint?"
Correct. My name is Nate Warm.
Nate, what was it?
Nate Warm.
Nate, what?
Nate Warm. Warm W-A-R-M.
Warm.
So yeah,
Just writing that down.
yeah, no worries.
Okay.
And so KB, and who are you?
Well, sir, people call me Crow.
Okay,
There's not really much else to say.
no problem. Crow. And who have you come with? What party do you lead?
Oh, that's KB's Wildcats.
KB's Wildcats. Okay, and who are the members of your party?
Other party members come and go, but they've all been trained by KB. If you want names, I mean, there's Fred, the heavy sleeper. There's
Sverd, heavy
Shifra.
sleeper. Okay. Sifra. Okay.
Shifra, the surprisingly not well with animals.
Sifra, not good with animals. Okay.
And there's Kronos, Kronos the okay.
Kronos,
The
okay. Okay. Noted.
Kronos the mediocre.
Why are we part of your group if we're not that great? Damn.
Because the alternatives are corpses.
I love it. Cool.
Crow is just...
Expect everyone to take her training straight away, but under KB's tutelage.
Okay, so are these still in training or
Aren't we all through life?
in
If
brackets?
you stop
In
training,
Okay, so they're trainees. Okay. Yeah, gotcha.
everyone is trainees. If you stop training in life, you stand still, and if you stand still, you get overtaken.
Wise words. So are you the only two competent combatants in your team?
Well, under KB's tutelage, every one of KB's Wildcats is proficient in combat.
Okay. He's noting all of this down, by the way. Cool.
Yep, I'm letting him. I'm letting KB say.
Cool. Okay, so I'll give you reconnaissance missions. Would this be okay for you two with your team? Are you adapt at stealth or reconnaissance?
Well,
I suppose
KB
we
is a
can.
polymath. KB is good at all things.
Okay, he writes that down. So he writes next to KB, good at all things, in brackets.
Polymath, that would do. KB a polymath. And champion, and, well, polymath will go for it, I suppose.
So you've been travelling a couple of days, yes?
Yes, we've come up from the capital for right, I won't go into the full story, but we've run into your little vine problem on the road and met
It
with your
seems
captain.
to be a problem that's sweeping across the whole North continent, but sure, it is my responsibility to see what we can do about it. We are being pressed in the north, and actually they seem to be coming across the stretch of water, and we didn't know that they could do that before. So it's surprising they're making it past our defences, which is why I sent Tristan south to, one, do a bit of reconnaissance for us, and two, send any able bodies this way. So with that in mind, I would like to hire you as scouts and explorers, mostly to gather as much intel of where they're making landfall and where you can find these, and any information regarding how to take them down would be helpful.
So there'll be plenty of opportunity to stick it to them as well as collecting reconnaissance information.
Absolutely.
Oh,
And this is where I would like to exchange some knowledge. So what we found in our struggles against them and vice versa. So I would go first, and then you can give us information what you found that fills in the gaps. Or new
Very
information works too.
certainly.
So we found that some of the vined creatures seem to be of living creatures being taken over by plants. And it seems to be something to do with a thorn heart. And he takes out a jar, and it's got one of the one. It's like it's got the same thorn thing that you guys have, and it's in a jar, and it's concealed in there. This one seems to be a healthy one that hasn't been like had its curse taken away. And he's like, so these seem to be the catalyst of what changes, when fighting the actual creatures, that they seem to be susceptible to different materials. So we found that iron seems to be the most effective whilst fighting them, because they don't seem to be able to absorb iron as fast as they can other things. And then there's occasional times where we've hit things with like steel and wood, where the weapon vanishes with chunks of them, which we don't know what that is. But it seems to leave a void behind, which is a new thing that's been happening. So, as well as these findings, we've also found that there's the, like, I'm sure that you've seen them when you've been fighting them, but there's also these, they seem to glow different colours, reacting to different schools of magic. So we've tried different schools of magic on them, and they change different colours to match them. As they seem to glow white when purified. But we're not sure what even the glowy things are. Some of us have speculated. Some of the clerics have thought that they're souls of the people who've been turned, but we have no concrete evidence of that yet. We do know that flamethrowers works really well against the vine part of them, but you need something to penetrate the core of them, which seems like we've said. So wooden stakes work really well, as so does iron weaponry. Everything else seems to be dissolved quickly. So things like steel weaponry doesn't seem to have a good effect on them. And also some magic gets absorbed by certain ones of them, but we haven't been able to determine which ones absorb what magic yet. Just that we know that sometimes that happens, but we don't know the reason behind that. So if you guys could find that, that'd be good. So the main question marks are: where are they coming from? What makes it so that they absorb certain things and not others? We don't know what the void things are. Like, so when they get hit sometimes with weapons, like these orb, like voids in space happen. We don't know what that is, so that's another thing that we need to have a look into. And generally the best way to deal with them. So we also had instances where we've used dispel magic, dispel curses. They seem to have different effects on these thorned hearts here. This is all of that information that we have. And do you have anything?
Yes, well, like you, we've managed to find dispel magic and remove curse. We'll break this enchantment from this heart and restore the people back to who they were before. We've got, if you want some samples, we've had some samples of the hearts.
Okay.
And so I'll present those. And we also, it seems we fought a creature. It seemed to not be a creature absorbed, at least that we can tell.
So
But
upon hearing that, like when you say that, he's like, oh, so he flips his pad to a completely new page and starts writing what you're telling him.
This thing, it was bigger than normal. It didn't have these cores. It seemed to be able to affect the weather. Once it came upon us, the night where it wasn't the best of nights, but it suddenly became a lot more stormy. And once defeated, the weather immediately settled back down again to what it was. So these things are definitely magical and can affect the weather. And upon defeat, it actually exploded, releasing thorns that stuck in several of us, and this curse started to take over ourselves, and we had to use magical means to remove the curse. And we have some of these thorns here with you, and we present some of the thorns for research. These are the thorns that we managed to pull out of ourselves. And these seem to be the catalyst for the transformation. As soon as they stuck into us, vines started growing out of them and into us.
So with all like he's just trying to take it all in and write it, and he's looking surprised and a bit scared up on the new discoveries of things. And he's like, okay, so how do you know that you're not infected still?
Well, we removed all of the vines. We checked ourselves over, and this infection took hold pretty quickly. It was immediately, and we had that quick to remove these thorns, and we used magic and other to deactivate them temporarily, so we could take them out of ourselves.
And he's not.
But they could still be dangerous. So maybe you could experiment with them. Like if you have a small animal, you can insert one to see what happens. So if you have some magical means to examine them.
Okay, well
Kaybes
not heard of these creatures before, so this is a new development. Okay.
And of course, on the magical absorption, of course, Kaybes here is a hexblade, and if I summon a weapon out of magic, it seems to absorb the magic of the weapon and become more powerful doing so. So Kaybes had to stick with using physical weapons, suggested towards the short sword on her hip.
So is that every time you use your magic, or just sometimes?
Well, after the first time, Kaybes started using physical weapons, just in case. But, get more experimental again, if that's what you want.
Yes, please. I mean, the more information that we gather, the better. Okay. What sort of weaponry have you been using?
Well, I've been using the short sword, an iron short sword.
Iron short sword. Okay, so that matches with what we've been saying. Okay, cool.
And I've been using it with green flame blade, so that seems to be especially effective.
And what school of magic is that?
Nice, and look it up. Warlocks don't usually go in for schools.
Yeah, it's okay.
Evocation.
Okay, so he marks that down. Okay. And what energies does it have been absorbed? Do you know what school of magic that is, or does it seem to be more energy than schools of magic?
Are you talking about the when I summon a weapon out of magic?
Yeah.
It does...
Yeah. No, he's literally just asking you questions.
Yeah, but that's in the game rules. It doesn't say it's an ability, not a spell. So it doesn't say. Cool. So I don't know how to answer that. We've come across this before. I don't know how to answer that because it's not like a school of magic. It's a magical ability given to me by my class.
I know. So what would KB say if they don't know?
That's it goes.
Well, KB can just summon weapons. And she does that. She just holds out her hand, and a dagger appears. Goes, it's not a spell. It's just something KB can do. It's like an ability given to KB by her patron, which is the Hexblade.
Okay. So he notes that down. So something to research, maybe. Brilliant. Well, I imagine the journey's been long. please take the 2 tents to the south of the camp. You can rest there, and then I'll give you an assignment when you're rested.
If you happen to have a spare longsword, Kaybes will be much appreciated.
So follow me to my tent. Let's sort you out. So he walks down to the red tent down here. Cool. So he welcomes you into the red tent, and you both walk in, and it's like the TARDIS. It's a lot bigger on the inside, and he's like, okay, so what can I get for you? Did you say weapons and like armors? You can see the armory there. So you walk in, and it's a massive hall on the entrance, and then there's doors, it's like rows of doors on the sides, and each of them has like a plaque above it. So one's like armory, bakery, tailor. It's like a village in the tent, basically. Yeah.
Would you happen to have a meadery?
Meadery? We do not, but we do have a bar, a pub, just there.
The guard said there was no alcohol to spare.
Well, the guards haven't been in the red tent.
Well, he said there was no wine. Or did he say alcohol?
But,
some of Kaybes' wildcats might need some of their own weapons. Kaybes doesn't keep track of the.
So on that, like Nate's like, oh yes, please bring your comrades in here as well, please. Whilst I'm here.
Now I want to.
Can one of you go and get them, please?
Yes.
KB, why don't you go and fetch the others?
Kaybes is the fastest.
So
yes.
Whilst you're doing that,
get drunk in the pub.
So Nate is looking curiously at your mask, and he's like, "Oh, is this your own invention?"
You can say that. Anyways, you said the things made of steel become voids when they come in contact with the cores.
They do
right?
seem to, yes.
Have you looked further into that?
We have blacksmiths up in the north. The gnomes and dwarves of the mountains seem to, they've seemed to think that it's something to do with how you make steel. And it's something to do with the binding properties of how you actually make steel. And that they seem to think that whatever it is that makes the voids is like an anti-unification ability or something to tear things apart at a molecular level. That's what they seem to think, because wood is very much a material of the same, and so is iron. But steel seems to be one of the things that seems to create these voids, which we don't understand why. But that seems to be where our blacksmiths are thinking. But again, it needs more study into it to work out why steel particularly creates these voids. And is that a sword that sword in your hand seems to be pockmarked? Has you experienced the same thing?
Yes, these holes are voids.
Exactly. So as you can see, or I don't know if you've tested it at all, but when you put these voids next to anything else, it just looks like it gets voided as well, you know. And we don't dispel magic and all the other things. We can't seem to reverse the effect at all. our blacksmiths have tried mending weapons like this, and anything that gets near it goes void as well. So
you sent away the only character who's done some actual magical experimentation before you.
You'll return. You'll return.
well, this is how
I
you.
thought you were fast.
This is how you generate some roleplay.
If you
Cool.
look at the in-game chat log,
Exactly.
Spared gave Crow some notes.
Yeah.
Alright, hold on. What was it? What else? Oh yes, those plant creature parts. You'd be happy to take them off our hands, right?
We certainly can. We're happy to compensate you for it as well, and obviously pay you for the intel that you've brung, and continue to bring to us. So yes. So depends on obviously it doesn't really. We've got different ways of doing value, but yes, you'd be compensated for it.
I've also noticed something. There seems to be a correlation between what a person once was in relation to their abilities as a plant creature.
Okay. Can you elaborate on that, please? Because we've experienced a similar sort of thing. I just want to make sure that our notes are on the same page.
Well, for one, we fought a few horsemen who have been turned into plant creatures, and the result was a quite sizable specimen.
Okay. So
We
yeah.
we also fought one that was able to interact with different planes of existence.
Different planes of existence? How do you mean?
It's another KB thing that happened, so...
Well, our feline friend should be back with everyone else. Great. I forgot.
It's okay.
So while this is happening, KB just like nonchalantly sprints over to them, like running over these logs like a
Yep.
child sometimes does. Just springs happily in front of them and say,
Okay, come with KB. We're getting fitted out with canoe kit if you need it, and we have a mission. Hello, KB. Come with KB. Come on. He starts walking backwards, beckoning. Come with KB. To the red tent. Just like, come on, everyone. Oi, you lot, what are you standing around for?
There we go.
Okay, KB comes back.
Cool. So you enter the red tent, and the same description before. It seems to be a wizard's tent as opposed to anything else.
as we going, I point to Sved and KB said,
Don't give this one a pillow. You never wake him up again.
You must be the Red Wizard. It's a pleasure to meet you.
I am.
What all of the notes have they given you?
So, Sophia, the one that's not nice to animals. We've got Kronos, the okay one, and then Sved, the one that sleeps. Is that you three?
I don't know if that's rude.
I mean, judging on like your interactions with Binks, KB is definitely suspicious.
Okay. Okay.
That's okay. Let's stay in character though.
I am
So yeah.
a sorcerer.
Okay.
A
So Sverd.
decently, I would say a moderate magical practitioner.
Okay. What's your specialty, if you have one?
Oh gosh, what would his specialty be?
What's your interest, your study, your...
Well, in
Sleeping?
all actuality, I am a merchant.
Okay, so merchant. Okay. So commerce
Or
would be
that-
interesting to you. Okay.
All right. But what notes have they given you on what our findings?
So we've got our notes seem to be the same regarding a lot of things. The new developments are this exploding thing with thorns that can control weather. That's new. And we've just been discussing the void, like what triggers the void situation with weaponry, as Crow's holding the weapon. So this weapon has had the similar to what we've experienced.
Has your group found out what happens to the items that are touched by the void?
Touched by the...
In the swords.
In the swords.
When...
We do not know where they go to now. We just know that it seems to be steel over iron and wood. So wood and iron seems to be the better choices for fighting these creatures. Just for the fact that sometimes steel triggers these voids to happen. We don't know.
Kaybes has taken... Go on.
We don't know where the other ends of the voids are, if there is one. And like I was saying to Crow, it seems to be something to do with how you make steel. That makes it different to wood and iron. That's just what our blacksmiths and metal workers up north seem to think. But we need more research into that, and this is why I've asked you to come and join me in this tent to kit you out properly. And from the level of expertise KB has divulged about your group, you would be suited for reconnaissance. Is this acceptable for you guys? We need as many eyes out there as possible to work out what's going on, basically. And he lays out a map, and he shows you that they're like the incursions seem to be coming across the water now as well, which is new. Maybe something to do with these creatures that can control the weather. Because mostly they've been concentrated in the north, in waves and waves of things coming from the north, but this seems to be a new approach to their offensive.
You're talking about the void, so as reminded KB. KB took one of the swords into the lethal plane, and the void still worked and nothing appeared there. But saying that, during one of their little combats, and KB started getting grappled by one of these, KB of course disappeared into the lethal plane to escape. And unlike every other time KB has done this little trick, part of this creature actually followed KB, grappling on with her.
That's worrying. He definitely flips back to some of his previous notes, and he's like, "Okay, makes amends to that." Okay,
and
so
even
they can
stranger
go
when,
through the void. Okay,
and even stranger when KB came back to the material plane, this thing stayed behind in the evil plane. To be honest with you, we don't know what happened to that one.
Okay, that's definitely something to note. Okay, that's definitely a new bit of information.
KB doesn't know if it perished or if it's just hanging around in the lethal plane.
Definitely
Just looking for
we'll definitely need to look into that. Definitely. for your efforts of coming here, how far did you travel?
We travelled from the capital.
From the capital. In that case, let me compensate you with.
Is Haystack the capital, or is Haystack a smaller town?
I thought it was the capital.
You went through
We came
Haystack.
from-
Yeah.
We went through Haystack.
Yeah.
Okay.
You came from Solar Prime, which is
Gotcha.
where the arena is. But you've been traveling a long time. You travelled through through one town and past
It took
others.
us 5 sessions worth, so.
Exactly. And he's like, okay, so definitely for each of these items that you've rung us, so each of the thorns, how many of thorn, like these is definitely a new development. I'll give you 20 gold per thorn. Because that is
Okay.
definitely new and worth looking into.
So
Okay,
now
so
that
that'd be 140.
Yeah, there you go. Ka-ching. Depends on how many you want to depart with, obviously. It's up to you. The thorn hearts, each of those is worth 100 gold each.
1,000.
Not 1,000, 100. Slip of the tongue.
Spoil
So-
sport.
Yeah.
How many does Kaybes have?
I had the 1 and you had 2, so
Okay.
that's.
So that means we had 4 total, because I marked that I had 3 in my inventory.
You,
Yeah.
You
And
might
I
have been
made
talking
sure
about
that they
mine.
were separate.
You should be up
Okay.
to... Yeah, so the thorn hearts altogether should be 400, if my notes are
Yes.
correct.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I dispelled 3 and you removed curse 1.
Correct. But he said...
4.
Yeah, so 4,
So 4
so
total.
3 healthy, 1 shriveled. All of them worth 100 to him, because it's all to go to the research that he's been in charge of. Cool.
then-
The additional information of the new discovery of this new creature. He says he can pay you in gold or he can pay you in items.
Items might be handy. If
Yes, what items?
So in this hall, you can see the doors. He opens the door to the armory and brings you into the armory, and it's like all polished, nice armor. And he goes to the and literally there's like a section for bows and arrows, staffs, like spears, swords, shields. What items does your group find most useful? He asks.
I mean, are we getting like just normal gear, or is it going to have any
Wait.
pluses to it?
He's asking you the questions first.
Wait, is he offering us either gold or gear?
Yeah, it
yes.
sounds like it.
One or the other.
Yes.
Gold or...
One or the other.
So for this
we
new
have
information,
540.
So-
We get 540 from all the items.
yeah. So you've
And
got
then on
you've
top
got-
of that...
yeah, you've got 540 gold already for all the items. So for this final bit of information, which is completely new, which is highly valuable to him, he's given you the option of giving you some items as well, like instead of just straight up gold.
And then I would also share with him that items that have been fed to the void in weapons seems to travel to a different plane.
That's highly, worrying, but also good information. So for that bit of information alone, he says what would be suitable for that. Maybe maybe a magic scroll of something. Tell me what your party is adept at using first.
Oh, I think we're mostly melee weapons and bows. We have one, like, prime magic combatant.
Okay, so let's start with that. So, Saved, are you the magic combatant that KB is talking about?
Yes.
Okay,
If
so
you have something that could help enhance my magic, that would be very useful.
we've got a few things. So what field of magic are you adept at using?
I have a natural affinity for fire.
Fire we can work with. So literally, he brings you to the magic section, and there's like it's basically like a library, but as well as a armory. It's like it's got like a whole bookshelf of like. So he goes along water, no, ice, no. Right, fire section. Okay. What would be useful? Yeah, and he brings out it looks like a book with like red flames on the side, and he opens it and he's like, okay, do you have a spell book?
I am not a wizard. I do not
a wizard.
cast via a spell book. I have my magic innately.
Okay.
So if you have a tool that would enhance my spellcasting capacity as opposed to a spell in a book or a scroll, that would be more useful to me.
So maybe like a conduit rather than a spell.
Yes.
Okay. He closes the book, puts it back, and he walks you to the staff section. Are you adept with staffs?
I am currently using one, so yes.
Well, yeah. So he shows you the staff section, and you can get a +1 staff, +1 magic staff.
Sweet.
And there's a few to choose from, allowing you to pick the style. Yeah.
Magic staff. All right. Fantastic.
Cool. So that's you sorted. And then he goes back to the rest of the group, who are hopefully perusing the armory. Okay, so KB, what you adapt at? You said that you have innate magic as well. Or
Yes,
what?
well, KB is a hexblade, so a spell sword, if you will. KB has the spells, but what KB really wants is a new sword. A long sword.
Wow.
Yes, a long sword, hopefully something as nifty as you can manage.
Nifty. Okay. So he goes along to the sword section, and he's like, do you like to showboat at all?
Did KB mention she was a gladiator?
Oh, well, this is an excellent weapon for you. We've got this rapier that is a dancing rapier. Have you heard of dancing weapons?
KB's not sure about rapiers. Long swords are more KB style. Well, let's have a look at this rapier, though.
So, he takes this rapier out of its sheath, and then he mutters "dance" into the hilt of it, and he lets it go, and the sword literally does swishes around the room on its own, and then returns to his hand.
I mean, is that all it does? Just dance? The
Well,
KB can dance.
Imagine where it danced to the enemies. No? Okay.
KB prefers to do her own showboating.
Maybe not for your style then. Showboating. Oh, how about this? And he picks up a mask, and he puts it on, and he changes his vision to a gladiator. How about this?
KB points to her face and says, "Uncover this up! This is the moneymaker!"
Okay. So you want... I've got an idea. Okay. So he takes the mask off and he reverts back to what he looks like. Okay. How about... and he goes to the potion section and he rummages through. How about a couple of these? And he picks up 3 vials of potion. And these are potions of growth. It makes you grow to astounding heights. Would that be of interest to you?
Probably sounds interesting, but can Kabe have like those and an ordinary longsword then? Because this short sword.
You can certainly have to have a longsword, yes. And have these 3 potions of growth as a thank you.
Okay. Thank you very much. So does that work like the spell growth?
Correct.
Okay.
So you've got 3 uses of them. Yep.
Just so everyone knows how awkward Kaby's going to be for everybody else.
It's okay. So he goes to Crow, Sophia, and Kronos. So Crow, what can we get? What is your fighting preference?
Well, I'm currently in need of a ranged option. Do you have a crossbow?
We do have a crossbow, yes.
All right.
He presents you a crossbow that looks eerily... it's got like carvings into the hilt, like runes. And he's like, so this crossbow, you put the bolts in, and he puts a bolt in, and he shoots a bolt out, and it comes out a flaming arrow.
Well, that would be useful.
I think this will help you in your task of fighting these plant things. So this is a crossbow that grants... it ignites the bolts that come out. So it's a crossbow that grants you +4 fire damage onto your attack. And he gives it to you.
All right. I guess I'll take it.
Sophia, judging by your bow, are you a ranged combatant?
Yes. Exclusively, pretty much. I mean, I carry like daggers, but I prefer to use my bow.
No problem. So we've got some of these, a new invention of mine, which is storm arrows. And basically these fly true even in a storm.
Oh, that's cool.
Because so we've got a quiver full of those, so there's 30 of these arrows. Would you like these as your payment? 30 storm arrows?
Sure. Yes. Do you have other stuff? I'm just curious. Or is it just the...
We do. I was just particularly proud of this new invention of mine.
I am very interested. I'm just curious what else you have.
Yep. We also have, so my new invention before that was the magic arrows, which fire and then split into the... I'm sure you've seen wizards using magic missile. This is what these arrows do.
What kind of
those?
What kind of magic is it? Is it just
force magic?
They're not.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And we've also got magically intuned actual longbows as well. That
So what is the benefit of that?
it grants the arrows that you shoot from the bows magic properties.
Okay, so I could use a regular arrow and shoot and make it magical.
Correct.
Cool. I don't know. I mean, the storm arrows are pretty cool, but
How
the
about
magic though
you
is
have
pretty cool.
a pack of storm arrows, which is a quiver of 10 storm arrows. You can
Yeah.
have a quiver of magic arrows, which is another 10, which is
Okay.
you shoot and then it becomes a magic missile. And then we'll give you a magic bow as well.
That sounds like a deal.
Done. May these help you in your endeavours. Brilliant. And he looks at Binks and would you like gifts for Binks as well?
Sure.
So we've actually got a few. We've got armor for horses. That probably doesn't work for a panther, does it? How about what does your Binks eat?
I don't know. Could there be like some like iron claws or something? That would be pretty.
Iron claws.
You know what I mean? Like little covers on the claws.
If you have somewhere for KB to work and have spare leather, KB can make some armor for Binks.
I'm not sure about armored claws, but my allies up in the northern part of the camp, they seem to use a lot of cat-inspired weapons. Perhaps they could help you fit your feline out with the right combat gear.
I'm not sure what else. Like honestly.
No, it's yeah. It's part of what I've got planned. Don't you worry. It's part of the plan to get you to go north to talk to these shadowy figures. Cool. Okay. And Kronos, what is your fighting style?
Point blank. I am melee exclusively, pretty much.
Brilliant. Okay, so he takes you to the to the sword section.
Ooh.
Please. I saw that Crow had a sword that had been voided, somewhat. Was that your sword?
Yes.
Perhaps we can replace that then. So we'll give you. How about we put some magical properties on so you can test the theories some more?
Sounds good.
He gives you a +1 magical longsword. Is it greatsword or longsword?
It was a longsword.
Longsword. Okay, so he gives you a +1 of those, and also he gives you 3 health potions as well. 3 medium health potions.
These come in handy in a pinch.
Well, you said front line.
Yep.
Yeah. So he gives you all of this stuff. And then he says to you, okay, so the mission before you is you need to go to the east coast and see how they're making their way across the water, basically. Don't engage unless you have to. But we really need to understand how they're making it across to the mainland and not via the northern bridge.
Do you have any sacks or something we can put samples in if we collect any? Just so we know they're safe.
That's a good idea.
Absolutely. And he takes you to the tailor's shop and gives you each some bags with component with sections in them so you can put them in there. And he gives you examples. He shows you that each section is insulated as well. So they like that. He gives each of you a bag like that, so you can carry 4 hearts with no problem each.
Okay. By the way, just in case everybody wondering about the gold, that's 108 gold each.
Okay.
Cool.
What did you say? We were all getting 100 each?
108.
A 108? Okay.
Yeah, split 5 ways. That's what it comes down to. No, like it's all prime, so don't have to like divide between like fractions. So that's good. That's what I like to see.
Yeah.
What is my longbow called? Like, is it? Does it have a like magically attuned longbow?
It's just a +1 longbow.
+1.
Correct.
Oh wait, my crossbow. What's my crossbow?
So your crossbow is a standard crossbow, but has +4 fire damage on top of whatever damage you manage to do with it.
A light crossbow?
Yeah.
Okay.
Correct.
Bolts included, right?
Yeah. He kicks you out with enough bolts. Yeah.
I don't want to get scammed.
Yeah.
Would you allow me to touch one of the spell books?
Spell books. Are you interested in magic?
Yeah.
He also can perform some magic.
Well, when I asked you, you said ranged, but sure. What magic are you interested in, Crow? So he walks you to the magic aisle where the books are, and they're all in their sections. So, can you perform? What magic can you perform?
Hold on.
Mm-hmm.
If I remember right, you've got a leveling wizard, so that means you can like write spells into your book.
Yep. But Nate doesn't know that.
He.
So he's waiting for Crow to answer what magic they can perform.
Well, I just know a few things. Do you have a book for? Do you have the spell Longstrider?
Longstrider. What school of magic is that? Do you know?
Transmutation.
Then it would be He goes along to the transmutation section and pulls out a tome and he flicks open. Yes, we have it right here. Do you have means to copy it over? Would you like me to teach you how to copy a spell?
Yes.
Perhaps on your next trip back to me, that can be your next reward. How about that? And I can teach you how to
Alright.
copy the spell over, and possibly give you some more spells. But right now,
Alright. Then.
we don't have time to do that now because it takes a while. But we can certainly teach you how to copy spells. I'm happy to teach you to do that.
Okay.
Does that sound like a deal?
Yes.
Good. And he puts the book back. And you are welcome to ask about many spells. And he waves his hand over the different sections of spells he's got at his disposal. It is, after all, my craft to teach fellow practitioners how to copy spells. Yes, how to enhance their own abilities. But
Understood.
we can talk of this at a later date.
You said these are reconnaissance missions.
Correct. We literally need to know how they're making it across the body of water, and where they're mostly how they're doing it.
Do you have anything that would help us in this, or help us keep us hidden if we need to be?
We don't have any elven cloaks here that I've heard that are particularly useful at that. But I do have a spyglass that allows you to see things better. And he picks a spyglass. Which of you is the best scout?
I looked at Silfra.
Yeah, it depends on the terrain. I'm good in forest areas.
Well, he hands you this spyglass, which gives you advantage in your perception checks.
Nice.
Yeah. Hopefully this will help you in your scouting missions. So for now, the two tents down to the south of the camp are yours. Feel free to explore the camp, and I will be with you in the morning before you set off.
Actually, no, turn that on.
KB has one last very important question.
Yes.
Where can KB go for a drink and a fist fight?
Well, a drink is available at the pub, and he points to the pub in the tent. And a fist fight, well, we don't have fist fights here. But
How do you keep yourself well trained if you don't train?
Well, each major city has an arena which you can find a fist fight in.
I mean, doesn't your guards like to? Doesn't your soldiers like to blow off steam of an evening?
That is true. I'll give it some thought.
But like she's so I'm gonna turn that off again. So I'm talking.
She's not asking for like a gladiatorial like arena type thing. She just wants to go get drunk and like hit someone. So not using weapons, just like getting into like a brawl.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like that's how she like relaxes. She's like spent like the last few years just in the arena by day and getting drunk and fighting by night.
Yeah,
and
that's no
waking
problem.
up to do it
But,
all over again.
Nate seems to have more pressing things on his mind.
Fire arrow into the darkness.
Yeah. Yep. Cool. So he leaves you
have
to.
a set of sending stones we could use?
I do have these. Yeah. He gives you 2 sending stones.
Okay. Oh, me too. That's fine.
Are we going to use them between ourselves or leave one here so we can like report our findings?
I was thinking party to in-party communication.
Well,
Okay.
he also says that he'd rather have the reports in person rather than via magical means, just to make sure that we're all on the same page. So please do come back here to report what you find. Okay, so he leaves you to your evening. So the two tents at the in the bottom of the camp are for you. So yeah. Cool. So here's the last bit of roleplay before we roll of morning over. Go for the night.
Okay then. During the night, during the sleep, KB is going to roll stealth.
Okay, but okay.
If you did like roleplay before.
What was your opinion of him, Crow? What was your opinion of Nate?
He seems a pretty earnest wizard. Or a
That's what I
scholar.
thought too. Very forthright.
Sorry, your mic isn't that loud.
Sorry about that. Does that fix it?
Yeah, that's a bit better.
All right. I feel much better equipped now that we have some items that will help us.
Yep, I can't wait to use my crossbow.
And don't worry, you still have KB, your ultimate weapon, so if things go south, you'll be fine.
Damn, I didn't have my voice changer on.
No.
I have so many types of arrows now.
Need a special quiver, do ya?
Well,
Apparently, I need one.
you've got three
section.
different quivers, yeah.
It's fine. It's like I'll sew them together and make a backpack.
I mean, that art must be awesome, right? Just walking around and you look like a Indian chief with all the feathers coming out of you.
That's right.
Anyway, Shifa, I wasn't kidding about making armor. If I get a new set of leather working tools, somewhere to work, and some materials, I can make all sorts of leather armor. I could probably fit
Okay.
out Binks.
Nice. Maybe then he will feel a little better in combat. He feels a little squishy right now, that's why.
Maybe someone would treat Binks a little better, hmm?
Just the one time when I tried to save my comrade, and apparently, I'm the worst pet owner ever.
Not forget he's starting to rip the thorns out of Binks, willy-nilly, despite being multiple magic users that could have eased the little operation.
I'm new to being around magic users. I don't always know their abilities.
That was an experiment. That was on me.
Okay. So you all off to sleep?
Sure.
Well, pick your tents then.
Shred's already in that tent, it looks like, so KB, you go on this one. Like, she's like dividing it up male and female again.
Okay.
Same setup as the last night.
If anyone else wants to share like the male tent, then they can go ahead. But
Cool.
during the night, though, when everyone is asleep, she's gonna like try to sneak into the other tent and tie, without him noticing, tie a little bow to Sved's tail.
I look like a human right now.
Oh, once you're asleep, surely you're not gonna have that magic activated.
Fair enough.
Well, let's see how
And
well
it's
you
only
do
an-
that then, True.
And it's only an illusion anyway.
Okay, well, give us a sneak.
A roll.
Yeah.
16.
That beats my passive.
Sneak in. Don't know if you wanted me to do another roll, since I'll be like interacting while tying this bow to his tail.
Sure. Do it. Do a perception and intelligence check as well.
Okay, perception, intelligence.
Yeah. So you enter the tent. What does she see, guys?
I mean, my gear would be next to me. Probably still have loose clothing on.
Probably.
Probably.
I mean, most
Sorry.
likely.
Do I see your tail flopping about?
Probably.
It's up to you guys how you sleep, guys.
I mean, I have a bedroll, so I'd have blankets.
Yeah.
Right.
Listen, it might be sticking out the side, though. You know how some people sleep with their legs sticking out the side of their
mean,
bed?
Okay.
doing that with
Well,
wings to contend
Crow,
with.
Kronos, and Sved, can I have a what would it be? Perception check, maybe? Or
Perception.
yeah.
They're sleeping, so.
Gosh.
Yes, they are. They certainly are.
So now that I'm in, do I need to roll another, like a sleight of hand or something to
We
get
did
this?
already know that Spirit is a heavy sleeper, apparently.
I'm actually going to add that to my description as a flaw.
Apparently.
Yeah.
So to get this bow on, would I need to like do a stealth or sleight of hand?
With their perception checks, probably not, to be fair.
Again,
Yeah.
in that case, I like mission done. I go back to my own tent, giggle to myself as I sleep.
Cool. I mean, so that happened, and no one even
All
noticed.
those
'cause
perception
everyone's
checks.
Yeah. Okay, so if so that's a long rest. It comes to morning.
Oh, wait. Long rest.
Yeah.
While KB was doing her thing, Crow was busy dreaming stuff.
Cool.
I'm gonna just save these rolls.
Cool. So as you come out of your tents, the Red Wizard is waiting for you to see you off.
Wait, can I do a perception check?
You sure can. You come out your tents and give us a perception and intelligence check to see what you guys. Yeah.
Okay.
You see it all. Whatever you wanted to see.
Okay, I see it, but I'm still groggy.
Yeah, you see it all, but you don't understand. Yeah. Cool.
The dreams were too real. You can't differentiate between dream and reality. But you can see it all.
You see the bow. You don't know if it's real. Why would
hey,
Sven be wearing a bow?
Oh, Hayes, very didn't know you had a cute fashion sense.
What are you talking about?
I don't know.
I think you're
You got,
still a little tired.
Whatever. Nice bow.
So just for reference, where is the bow that you put on Sven?
On the end of his tail.
So the tip of the tail, okay.
Okay. So where would that be when he's not in his when he's not in his tailed form?
It would be invisible, because I would change my appearance and no one can see the tail.
Yeah.
So if I don't realize it's there, it would just...
That's probably why Crow had no idea what it was. He saw it, and then it's like... he didn't see it.
Something's there, but
Can you imagine? His fair doesn't know it's there. Like, you're gonna want to intimidate someone, so takes his true form. But then the intimidation spoiled because there's this pink bow on the end of his tail.
-1 to intimidation roll.
Still have a +3.
Cool. So you all come out the tents, and the Red Wizard's like, okay, so follow the path to your, what would that be, east. We need that area scouted to see how they're getting across the water. There is a cabin over that way where you can make your home base and then explore the area from there. Here's the key to the cabin. And he gives it to Crow.
all right.
So you have a key to the cabin, Crow. Okay.
Well, time for more traveling.
Oh yes. So as you leave the camp, put yourselves on the path in order. Obviously going south on the map in order. What the marching order.
Hold on, word.
Cool. Cool. So Chronos followed by Kaybes, is it? Yeah.
Here, I'll actually take the rear.
Okay. It's mostly for this next transition. Okay. So so you travel east, and this area seems lush and
It's blank.
Yeah.
it's what?
It's blank. There's nothing.
It's a white void.
Okay.
Seems it's winter.
It's
No,
alright.
it's
I'll just have
right.
to describe it for you then.
Funny.
But basically, you head east, and
It's very foggy.
yeah.
Okay.
Can you see the cabin at least?
Nope.
No.
No.
We can see the
We can
token.
see the wizard.
We can see the person.
Yeah.
But there's no cabin. Is it on the right
Put
layer?
the thing on the
And we're
wrong-
not even in the right. We're not even in the order we put ourselves in.
Oh dear. Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no.
We're all too sleepy to see.
It's because it's so foggy. We can't see each other.
I don't think we're in the right place, guys.
Oh, well, I think we need to roll perception.
Oh dear.
It's
Technical
not the astral
difficulties.
sea I'm familiar with.
Would have made that left turn at the Sword Coast. There's no Albuquerque.
Can you see that? No? Yeah?
No.
I see a white grid.
Yep.
That's not good, is it?
Technical difficulties.
We might
Our
have to
DM
skip
rolled a
there,
1.
then, because I don't
No,
know what's
it's-
going on.
no,
I can see the map fine.
And funny.
Roll
Well, it
20,
is
roll
like-
the 1.
It is
What
4 o'clock,
layer
I
is it on?
suppose, so we could call it a day.
Yeah. I don't know what it says. Background right there.
No, it's not for us. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
That's on the wizard.
And with that, guys, let's just go back to the previous. Let's go back here. Yeah, there we go.
Ah,
At
no.
least you've got a map.
Oh.
Right, we've finished that because the next
We're back to
team
Ria.
aren't.
We got lost and we're back.
You walked out the gate and went white. Listen,
That was quick. Mission accomplished. We've collected all the info and beaten all the enemies.
you can see why they're having difficulty scouting the area now, can't you? You know?
The area just isn't there.
it's the end of the world, guys. I don't know what's
The
going
area entered into Kronos' sword.
on. Exactly. You just go into the void. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like that Italian film I watched, Delamore. Like there's this one town, and outside of it is just a void.
Oh no.
Dear. Right. With that dramatic.
Did we find the inside of the sword? Can we find our items that we lost?
Wow. You know,
There's that one rock.
keep playing and you'll find out what happened to the.
The only thing we could see was the chunks of the swords that came out.
I want those sorcery points back that I imbued.
With that climactic finish, you guys are all kitted out and ready to go. Deposited your information.
With nowhere to go.
Literally, 'cause I hadn't done it yet, but yeah. I thought I did, but nope. Cool. We'll wrap it up there then.
You know what they say? Always leave strong.
Yeah, like leave you on a cliffhanger. Cool. And everyone's happy with how it's going and happy to return. Yes.
Yeah.
Cool.
Mhm.
Brilliant. With that, we'll call it there. So thank you, viewers, for watching, and we'll catch you next time. And thank you, players, for playing.